Hi, I'm Jeff Jenkins, owner of Leonards. For generations, Leonard's specialty has been restoring and refinishing pre-Civil War rope beds to accommodate modern box springs and mattresses. This is the section of our shop that houses the largest selection of New England rope beds available anywhere. Most of these bedposts date from the late 1700s to the 1860s. When these beds were made, there was no such thing as a standard size. The rails of the beds varied in method and dimension, but almost all had provisions for roping. The network of ropes is where the tick or mattress was placed. Occasionally the ropes would stretch and need to be tightened with a specialized tool. The tool was called the bed key. The old saying, "sleep tight," referred to a good night's sleep because the ropes were taut rather than saggy. Another interesting aspect of these old beds is the design of the turnings. They were done with both artistry and symbolism. The pineapple for hospitality, the thistle for independence, the cannonball for sturdiness, the acorn was for new ideas, the pine tree for everlasting life, tulip for serenity, ball and buttermold for sincerity, and the turnip for harvest. For today's demonstration, I've selected a set of antique bedposts with two extra elements. This is the blanket rail, which was designed to fit between the footposts and provide a handy rack for your extra coverlets and quilts. This is the rolling pin top, which would have sat on top of the headboard. Let's bring them to the workshop so you can see resizing in process. First, to create a queen-size bed, we'll need to use the rails that originally ran from the head to the foot as cross rails, since queen box springs today are 60 inches wide. The mortise and tenon joinery used today is the same as the original. This sturdy method of construction will allow for future generations of continued use. Our bed bolts and nuts are custom cast for our beds. By standardizing our bed bolts, we've been able to assist customers near and far who have lost or misplaced bed bolts in cross-country moves. The original 19th century hand-threaded bolts would have made this type of assistance impossible. The nuts are rectangular in shape to keep them from turning in the rail. The blanket rail is lengthened by cutting it and turning a complementary extension in the lathe. Here is the bed before refinishing. The new side rails are made from solid flat stock so that they fit flat against the box spring. The angle irons are set into the rail for a perfect fit. The headboard has been selected from our wood inventory to match that of the posts. Here we take a bit of liberty, making it a bit higher than the original to compensate for today's thick mattresses. Finishing ties the elements of the bed together into a whole that is the last step in the physical resurrection of these beds. The next step is bringing the heirloom to the next family that will cherish it. Listen to my son Aaron on how a Leonard's bed actually gets into your bedroom.